Hi friends, I wanted to share with you a pattern that has been revealing itself to me for a very long time, but seems to be becoming incredibly pointed in the recent months. So it is something that is in the collective and hopefully it might be helpful to you today. So as grounded professionals who are called on an evolutionary pathway, there is a pattern where we come from professional expertise in your particular field, right? So typically, whatever, lawyers, doctors, accountants, business people, scientists, you name it, but the tangible world of professional excellence. And this is the familiar. It is that which we have been investing a lot of time and energy and often money and educating ourselves to a point where we can then perform at a level of excellence and delivery of quantifiables and tangibles and KPIs in this world, right? That's what we've been trained to do. Then along comes your soul. Well, it didn't actually go anywhere, by the way, but maybe it becomes a little bit more audible, where there's a kind of impulse, a calling, a sense that, a feeling that this is not all there is, and you're being called to something else. This is really tricky because this feeling, this impulse is a move away from the tangibility of the known professional excellence frameworks into intangibility of what else is there. And yet the yearning for meaning and purpose and the yearning for like existential clarity, all of that comes from the soul place of source codes, your source codes, the source codes of who you really are as a being, how you arrived into this world. So the tricky thing is, as a grounded professional, is to learn how to practice trusting not just the tangible, but the intangible. And here's a really important distinction I want to make here, which is that it's very important we do not confuse is the word, intangible with insubstantial. In this instance, they are opposite things. The intangibility of your sense that you're called to something, that intangibility is full of substance. It is full of the most important substance. It is the connection point to your soul, to your source, to who you really are, which in and of itself is that pathway to existential clarity, but also a life that is sourced from truth of who you are in your whole being, in your soul, in your heart as a human being, as a soul expressed, incarnated through your human experience. And until you create a life that is based from those source codes, there will always be something very deep and profound missing. And that feeling of that thing running, that uncertainty running in the background is very, very uncomfortable. It's a very uncomfortable place that really, until we go through a big wake-up call or death or illness or the death of a loved one, often we avoid it, but we don't have to avoid it. Going to the existential, beginning to trust that there is substance and love and abundance and well-being in the following of that substantial but intangible pathway is so important. We can practice this. It doesn't have to be something that we arrive at through crisis.